Guy Pearce does a wonderful job portraying the lead role of Leonard. He uses his skill, charm, and drive to make a very believable character. Carrie-Anne Moss portrays a wonderfully manipulative character. It's even been said that she prepared for this role since birth. Joe Pantoliano portrays Leonard's sidekick, who is marvelously suspicious throughout the entire film. Impressively, Christopher Nolan sets the tone for his career, as this film is early on in his writer-director experience. Ultimately, this film is a wonderful example of good writing, good acting, and all-around good production. On the surface, this film is an entertaining jaunt as we follow Leonard on the adventure that is his daily life. On a deeper level, this film is a study of what defines us. Leonard sums up this question best when he says,
I have to believe in a world outside my own mind. I have to believe that my actions still have meaning, even if I can't remember them. I have to believe that when my eyes are closed, the world's still there. Do I believe the world's still there? Is it still out there? Yeah.
Oh, and there is also a major plot twist, which you'll have to see for yourself if you want to know what it is. Along the way, we meet the twisted Natalie and the manipulative Teddy, characters who use Leonard's condition to maneuver and operate Leonard as if he were a puppet with no regard for Leonard himself. Interestingly, the outcomes for the characters using him are very, very different. This film is a wonderful example of creative storytelling at its finest. We begin at the end of the story and work our way back to the beginning. All the while, interspersed throughout the film is a narrative that's going forward. We see our lead character, Leonard, go through a series of remembering sessions in which he reminds himself of his condition and the task at hand. We also get to see how he deals with people in his daily life whom he has no memory of dealing with. Through his interactions, we learn about his condition, which is in fact anterograde amnesia. He reminds himself of an anterograde amnesia sufferer he came across as an insurance adjuster. He repeatedly tells the story of Sammy Jenkins and the mistakes he made in order to not repeat them himself. Imagine waking up to find you don't know where you are, and the last thing you remember is the death of your wife. As you work your way into consciousness, you realize you have tattooed messages to yourself all over your body to indicate that you are on a mission to avenge your wife. This is the picture we are met with in the opening of Memento, the 2000 film directed by Christopher Nolan. And now, it's time for another episode of Ask Dante. This week, Amina Marks asks, as Hollywood goes overboard on remakes and reboots, what movie would you like to see remade? Why, and with which actors?
Dear Amina, normally I don't think about what movies there might be. Sometimes I have brief moments of, oh, that would be a really good scene in a spoof movie, or that'd be a great line in a buddy comedy or something like that, but never actually like a whole movie that might actually be. So this question was actually a bit of a tough one. Since you used the word overboard, I couldn't help but think of Jaws, and the more I thought about it, I realized, hey, that's my answer. It's been almost 40 years, it's due. Why Jaws? Why not? There's a whole generation of beachgoers that aren't living in fear of a great white shark. Is this the kind of world we want to live in? Like, I don't. As for which actors, we'd need the best we currently have available. Channing Tatum would replace Roy Schneider. That captain of the ship, Robert Shaw, his role, he'd be replaced by Shia LaBeouf. And Richard Dreyfuss's character would be played by Jet Li. That woman that does that famous slap, that'd have to be Betty White, of course. I mean, that's just no question. And everybody else would be played by famous musicians trying to break into the acting scene. Even though you didn't ask me about directors, I'm going to just throw that in there anyway. the perfect director to lead this inevitable cinematic masterpiece would be the one and only Gabriel Muccino. You know, the guy that directed 7 Pounds and The Pursuit of Happiness. Though he's known for handling movies that revolve around deep relationships and internal struggle, I have it on good authority that his capabilities with adventure and special effects are amazing. We can't go with an unknown like last time. That's just not a good idea. I mean, when has that ever gone well? So there you have it. The best new old movie that could possibly be the Jaws remake.